This video is brought to you by Patterson Car Care. Get double of premium original detail product for half the price. Head over to pattersoncarcare.com or go to the link in the description below.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in an early 90s Ford Escort Turbo. I never thought I would get my hands on something like this, and I could not be more excited. So, what is done to this? This is a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder front-wheel drive with a limited slip differential. Thank goodness I'm very happy it's not open diff, or I would be very upset. Now, the 1.8 liter, oh my God. So, the 1.8 liter in this car is basically the Miata's 1.8 liter. The Miata's 1.8 liter typically is mounted this way, so it's rear-wheel drive. This one is front-wheel drive, so you're gonna have a lot of torque steer, no power steering, and lots of spinning, obviously. We have a 5-speed transmission, and this car is owned by my buddy Antonio, who worked extremely hard to make this review happen. His transmission went out. He texted me, said, I will get it done. And he got the transmission redone, put in the car, and here we are 2 days later. Antonio bought this car as a beater for him to, basically thrash on. And then he realized, you know what? I could always, put a turbo on it and then make it a little bit faster. And then he realized, well, I'm already in here, I might as well do rods and pistons. And then it just went down the rabbit hole, as any project car does. And realized that the support for this car was there due to the Miata's support. It also is on coilovers, that's why it sits nice and pretty. And I never realized that you could make an early 90s Escort look so good. We filmed this car at Kennedy Space Center. It looks amazing in front of the rocket. It's just really neat. That's the word for this car. It's neat, it's different. We also have the 90s belts that come up on a rail as soon as you open and close the door. Oh my God! So, this thing ripped me to the right. However, you know what this reminds me of? The Dodge Omni I did, except if the Dodge Omni didn't have those crazy unequal length axles. That car was so uncontrollable that it wasn't even that fun. Holy... so scary because it would yank you. This, if you pedal it a little bit and you realign it back up after it torque steers, you can have some fun. This car weighs under 3,000 pounds. It's incredibly light. It's literally a tin can. This car is essentially a Mazda. And I just did a Ford Probe on the other side of the spectrum, which was a Mazda Ford as well. This Escort has a lot of Mazda influence in it too. But you have lots of visibility, tons of blast, and honestly, the car sounds really good. It doesn't sound like a Miata at all. Now, this has a CX Racing turbo on it, and it works. This car makes 400 wheel horsepower and an Escort. And here's the thing too, guys, it's not a Cosworth, it's not the Cosy. We never got that here. We never got the whale tail. We never got any of those cool cars, unfortunately. So this is what we had to work with. Like Antonio says, it's a little rough around the edges, but it has a ton of character, and I absolutely adore it. You park this next to something like a Mustang or a normal sports car of today, it's just so small. When you look at the back of the car, it has a little wing on the back, and the taillights are similar. Everything about it just screams performance in a way. It wasn't a fast car, obviously, but when you make it clean with like a front lip and these little aesthetic mods, it looks like a performance car of the early 90s. And that's what I love about it. It's also got aftermarket steering wheel. It feels very nice, but the dash could not be more bare bones. It's literally the gauges and nothing else. When you look at the passenger side, nothing but open air. There's nothing, there's literally nothing else. We got the original seats in here, no race seats. He tried to put a harness bar in here yet, but he just hadn't figured out the dimensions. So that's why I have the normal belt here, but then a harness lap belt on my lap. But the limited slip is what makes this car. I love reviewing weird cars, and this one is definitely up there. All right, we got the manual crank right here. Clutch is a little tough, also on E85. Oh, we got some pops. I also have no interior except door panels and dash. Everything else is gone. Wait, my back seat's still there, but I don't know who's gonna fit back there, because the car kind of looks like it should have been a 4-door, but it's not. But by having the 2 doors, the body lines really work for it. You know, it actually comes together. Golly, my belt just tightened up from the G-forces. Definitely get the E85 smell, that's for sure. Uh-oh. Oh, that's just the car. I thought something broke. So this CX Racing Turbo, it's not the most responsive in the world, but it's not the laggiest. It hits full boost around 4,500 RPM, but under that, it does nothing. Absolutely nothing. But you know what? It makes it a very theatrical experience, I can tell you that. It also kind of mentally prepares you for what's about to happen, because this thing is utterly wild. Like, take like a high horsepower Evo, strip out all of the weight and make it front wheel drive. That's kind of what this feels like. The motor feels very much like a 4G63 and how it comes on. And this motor was not boosted from the factory, and it feels right at home. He's also taken a minimalist approach on the center console. We have our AFRs, our boost gauge, and a red switch. That's about it. The 5-speed transmission's gearing is actually very good, and don't quote me on this, I really don't know the strength of these transmissions. I don't really know what they can take. If you do know anything about that, please put it in the comment section below. I know this sounds extremely cheesy, but I definitely have to give people thanks, like you guys who watch my channel, like Antonio, who put in all that effort to make this happen. Weird builds like this typically have weird circumstances, and he made it happen, guys, and you have to respect him for that. Especially, you need to respect him for choosing a platform like this. Weird and fast. Like, this is the fastest weird car I think I've ever done. And by weird, you know, it wasn't that weird in other countries to have a fast Escort. Here in the United States, this is the only one I know of right now. So if there's more, let me know. There's also the Mercury off the top of my head that was very much like the Cosworth, but you don't see a lot of those either. On that note, guys, thank you all so much for watching this review of the... Shut up, GPS. On that note, guys, thank you all so much for watching this review. I had an amazing time. Huge thanks to Antonio for giving me the right to drive this beast. And if you're interested, I have a detail product brand called Patterson Car Care. It is double the original detail product for half the price. Make sure to check it out in the description below. And if you're interested, I have a private Discord server as well. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy. Goodbye.